it be possible to open this at all? There are. It's full.
From Louisville?
Grew up in Ashland.
Oh, okay. Been a long time since I've heard something talk about.
Oh, God. Do you see that? All right. Settle down. We'll walk you through what we got. It's Tiffany. Tiffany and Company. Modern Masters. There's the sun. We got to sit down.
Put this down. You get a good picture of it. Actually, if there's a backdrop of the color, it actually works.
Go ahead and take a
Because
seat.
there's stuff written on the back.
Is it possible to open the? Is it possible to open the lid on this?
He'll do it when he's
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, to get a picture now.
Yeah, it's latched here.
All right. Yeah, and that's wow.
Oh, you're fine.
Number 11. The Grenadier, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring box set, new in shrink. Manuel of Aurania. From Grenadier, the Call of Cthulhu miniature box set of the creatures in the original shrink. For the 25th anniversary of TSR, 35th anniversary of TSR, the silver box set that includes the Easley print. The TSR RPGA miniature case. This is the fourth we've ever seen.
Is that a fine print?
We will look. It is not. No. Bill tells me no. From Raveloft, the Strahd stand up, holding so you can hold the book.
I know you do.
On this side, the last of our stained glass windows, another Magic the Gathering box, Settlers of Catan, the limited wooden version. We sold one a few years ago. The TSR employee paperweight made by Tiffany, handed out at a dinner in 1995, a luncheon in 1995, before Wizards purchased TSR. And finally, the number one item, the rarest item, one has never been to the Gen Con auction before. From 30 years ago, Pagan Publishing's Courting Madness. And I will tell the story of Courting Madness when we reach that. So right now we're going to sort of divvy it up, we'll load balance, and we'll start. All right, my esteemed colleague, and let me just say something too. Thank you for being here, but more importantly, thank you, Gen Con auction volunteers. There are a lot of people who work tirelessly all year long to make sure that this event goes the way you want it to go. They work devilishly hard to make sure the store is done right. They work feverishly to make sure that all the things are sorted. After intake has come in, those same volunteers go through looking for things that people have misclassified or may not even know what it's worth. You heard me say that this is only the fourth RPGA miniature box set. I'll tell you the story of the first three when we get there. After you.
All right, let's do it. So, yay indeed. From Grenadier, the Lord of the Rings minis, Fellowship of the Ring, from 1985, still factory sealed. This was released at the same time as Citadel Miniatures Middleware series, and this has Aragorn, Sam Gamgee, Gimli, Gandalf, Legolas, Pippin, Frodo, Merry, Boromir, and Bill the Pony. And it is only $10 for all that. You gotta get right, you bill collectors take note. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 75, 80, 85, 90, 100. 10, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, $200, 210, 220, $220, still a fraction of the price of a real pony, I would add. $220, $230, 40, $250. Going once, going twice, going thrice to 4051 for $250. Okay, so I was informed of this by Bill, although I had just read this in John Peterson's Playing at the World, which is the greatest book ever, if you aren't familiar. This is the Manual of Aurania, first and second printing from 1977. Early additional rules for D&D. These people literally created the thief class that was then casually entered into D&D as though it had always been there, but they made it first. And you can have this original and second printing Manual of Aurania from that left coast crew, as they say, for, let's start at $50 for this first second printing. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, 275. Is it 175? How about 300? That's the reserve. I'll be shocked if no one wants to be 300. You have never seen either of these, let alone both the first and second printings at once. All right, 8475 for 300. All right.
In 1983, Grenadier made 2 Call of Cthulhu box sets of miniatures. They made a set of investigators, and they made a set of the monsters. The monsters are impossible to find. This is an in-the-shrink set of the monsters. It includes the module, The Horrible Secret of Monaghan Island. It's a small paper-bound adventure that's inside the box. Neil brought us again a shrink-wrapped copy. Brand new from 1983. It'll start at $10. So I have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, $100. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, $200. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, $300. 310, 320, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $400. He blinks. In the back, a new bidder. $425, $450, $475, $500, $525. He blinks. I'm at $525 once, $525 twice. A round of applause for 8433. Well played. Well done.
He was in the bidding then. I saw his eyes were closed. I knew he was going to win.
There's no beating that.
So, from Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering Modern Masters, the first release, 24 booster packs, still sealed in the display case. And, well, you already know you want this if you want this. Let's start at $50 and see where we go. Janice already said she's going to buy it for the reserve, so let's go. 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, 275, 300, 325, 350, 375 is the reserve. Someone's still fighting. You want to fight or you want to have it? Okay. And 400, 425, 430, let's say, dollars to 4118 in the back.
Yeah, we'll do it. I want to talk about it first. The TSR RPGA, one of the hardest things to collect are some of the small things they made to sell members. Because some of them sold pretty well, you can find them pretty easily, but others didn't. And so, Bill, was it 2018, 2019? I think it was 2018.
It was 18.
It's 2018. In 2018, and this ties into what I was saying about the volunteers. In 2018, we had somebody who decided to put into the random miniature category 3 figure cases that he had since he was a kid. Had never really used them. They had some miniatures in them. They showed up back here on the table with everything else in the miniature section, and I'm not kidding, I had a holy shit moment when I saw them. Because it was 3 of the TSR RPGA miniature cases. We've never seen them. had seen them in ads, had heard people talk about them, Frank talked about them as well, but we had never seen one, let alone three. So we pulled them, and we put them in collectibles, and I want you to imagine the shock that the guy got when he stopped by the auction Saturday morning to see how his miniature cases had done, and he had hit 4 figures. But this is the best part. He donated the sale, he donated the proceeds from the sale of one of them, and they all sold for roughly the equivalent, to our charity auction at the venue. He thought he was going to do like $60 tops. He did a little better than that.
Jim,
Tonight, yep.
I've been waiting 5 years to hear that story, how it ended. I was in the audience that night. I've been waiting 4 or 5 years to hear that.
Yeah.
How he reacted and
He
how it
almost
ended.
cried. Like he came in and we're not supposed to talk about what this goes for, but it was over $1,500. And imagine being the guy that thinks he might get $60 for his figure cases, and he gets a check for $1,500. And he had him recut the check because he wanted to give the cash, a third of it, to the charity auction because he never imagined it. But this is a family, right? The more you sit in the audience, we get to know you. The more we work it, we're all one big family, and you don't screw your family over. You just don't, right? We saw it, we did the right thing. And that's one of the best parts of being a part of the James Bond auction. What I have is the 4th ever TSR RPGA miniature case we've ever seen. In good condition, as good as the other ones I've seen, including the one I own. It includes more than 4 dozen very old school miniatures in various painted conditions from a variety of manufacturers. A treasure trove of miniature memories from the 80s. And the black RPGA box is kind of cool as well. As he got a surprise coming. So, let's start at $50 and see where we wind up. Do I have 50? I've got 50 over there. There we go. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 180, 200. Here we go. New bidder. 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, he breaks. 260. I'm at one bidder at 260, I have 3. 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, 380, 390, $400. 410, 420, he blinks. First at 420 is up. Ladies and gentlemen, give Andy a hand. 3498.
I'm not done.
Hopefully our chance to come look at the amazing Catan 3D Collector's Edition box. I don't know how to open. Oh, there we go. I figured it out without looking. How cool is that? So yeah, let's see what we get for this. Start at $25 for the wooden collector's edition Catan. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 50, 175, 200, 225, 250, 250 so far, 275, 300, 325, 350, 375, 400, 425, 450, $450 so far. And the other interest, I've only seen one of these before, if I recall correctly. 475, $500 is the reserve, 525, 550, 575, $600, 625, $625 in the back for the 3D Catan wood box. 4439 for $625.
From 1993, a TSR Raveloft 5.5 foot tall cardboard stand-up of Strahd. Bill has one. Who else has one in the audience? Where are my other collectors? There we go. How often do you see them?
Not very often. I actually have 2. One is autographed by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. I'm sorry, not Margaret Weiss. Tracy
Well,
Lord.
that's quite a flex, sir. Well
Not Margaret. Tracy Lord.
Wait, and yet Bill wants to say something.
I've got 3.
We have a copy of the TSR store display of Strahd, 5.5 feet tall of vampire goodness. Let's start at $100. Do I have 100? I do. There's my 100. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. He blinks. $200. 210, 220. He blinks. 221. 220 twice. 84.33. Congratulations.
So, the AD&D Silver Anniversary Collector's Set. Here's all the ones in it. Facsimiles of B2, Keep of the Borderlands, G1, Setting up the Hill Giant Chief, G2, Glacier for the Frost Giant Jarl, G3, Hold the Fire Giant King, 16, well, the Raveloft module, S2, White Blue Mountain. There's a replica of the Holden Sarah Blue Book Rule Book. There's L3, Deep Dwarven Delve, the last first edition module to be published, only included with this set in very good plus condition. A specially created, suitable for framing art print by Japanese Leaf. My personal favorite is a 32-page book covering the history of TSR, including an essay by Gary Gygax, which guaranteed I have cited to edit Gen Con's Wikipedia page. And you can have all this for some money. Let's start at $25 for this amazing TSR collector's set. 200. Any bigger numbers? 200. 200. 225, 250, 275, 300. 325, 350, 375, 400, 425, 450, 475, 500, $500 for the TSR Silver Collector's Edition. Don't see these at all, but $500 for 4018.
Nice. I think you have some glassware over there. Go for it.
Do it. Oh boy. Well, I didn't say anything. Here it is. It is, what is it formally? Dragon Attack. Dungeons and Dragons. Cover of the Evil Loft Manual, second printing. $75. 500.
Boom! New bidder in the house.
550. 600. 650. 700. 750. 800. 850. 900. $900. 950. $1,000. Oh! $1,050. 1,100. 1150, 1200, 1250, $1,300, 1350, $1,400, 1450, $1,500, $1,500 for the final staying land.
Oh, you know what that was? That was spousal reinforcement. Oh man, you earned one of these.
Well, now he's already got the prize. Doesn't need to win.
No, she got the prize. Look, there's the bid.
2,000. Oh no, it didn't work.
He's up.
2001. Oh, 2100. 2200. 2300. 2500. 2750. $2,750 up front. Waiting for spouse. Loading.
There's whispering.
He doesn't seem to have a spouse.
Upgrade unlocked.
$3,250. You're done.
You're out.
$3,250, Dave. It was worth it.
All right, you earned a candy bar as well, man. about different eras of TSR. But I want you to think about what it was like in 1993, going into Origins, and here they've had their spell card sets and so on and so forth, and suddenly the world turns upside down with a funny card game from the West Coast. 1993 sees TSR suddenly have something appear on the horizon that it's like a cataclysmic event. Right? That's the only words for it. And then I want you to imagine what 1994 was like. And I want you to imagine what going into 1995 was like for TSR. Because if you're old enough to remember what Magic did to the industry, the world lost its damn mind in 1993 and 1994. And in 1995, TSR had a lunch. And they had a luncheon for all their employees. And how do you try to hold the hands of people who got to where you were in the middle of what can only be described as a perfect storm? And I think that's a good word for it. TSR chose to give their employees a Tiffany Chrystal Paperweight with the TSR logo. There were less than 200 that were given out. They were only given to TSR employees. The original box from Tiffany and the bubbled wrapper are not present, but it's one of 200, and it's here. There is a proxy bid, which will go up to that amount as necessary. This is my proxy bidder, otherwise known as the heir to the empire, my son. We will start at $100. We'll see where we go. We'll see where it ends. His hand's not coming down until you beat the proxy. $100.
500.
I'm at 500. Well, that was quick. 550, 600, 650, 700, 750, 800, 850, 900, 950, $1,000. We are at $1,000 via the proxy. The proxy once. 1050, 11, 1150, 12, 1250, 13, 1350, 14, 1450, 15, 1550, 16, 1650, 17, 1750, 18, $1,800 to the proxy. Well, who's a little salty tonight?
Smile, it's a smile.
1850, 19, 1950, $2,000. 21, $2,100 once, $2,100 twice, sold to the proxy. Never make me do that again. All right. Well. All right. That's like looking into the abyss, kid. All right. It's 1992. And some guys in Missouri are about to turn everything about Mythos RPGs upside down. A kid named John Times gets together with a couple of other friends of his from the University of Missouri Call of Cthulhu Club, and they start a magazine called Pagan Publishing, Unspeakable Oath. The Unspeakable Oath was a small print run. Started out regionally and managed to get picked up by the Armory in Chessex to wider distribution. And wherever this magazine landed, anybody who played Call of Cthulhu had the world turned upside down. Because in the same era that produced the X-Files, You have one of the RPG industry's greatest writers hatch and create something spectacular that eventually morphed into Delta Green, one of the most winningest RPGs ever in this industry, more innings and more awards than anything else in an RPG. But in their second year at Gen Con, they decided to do a reprint issue of material from the first 3 issues of the Unspeakable Oath. And they print 200 copies. They go to Gen Con, they set up their booth, they put them out on the table, and Lorraine walks through the room. And as Lorraine walks across the hallway, weird kids from Missouri booth, and has a colossal shit fit. Because we haven't shown it until now, she sees 200 copies of Courting Madness. Any resemblance to Lorraine is unintentional. But she throws a fit, and she demands that they take it off of sale, they put it under the table, and they strike it from any visible site. Courting Madness goes on to become one of the rarest Call of Cthulhu Pagan publishing collectibles, period. There is one copy that is sold. Bill, do we know of any other copies besides the one that's sold in North Texas?
No verified sales.
No verified sales except for the one I sold at North Texas that was my copy. It's that rare. We've never seen one through Gen Con auction. We've never seen one through eBay. And in fact, word of one out and about had people absolutely fighting tooth and nail at North Texas when we sold my copy. This is the rarest Pagan publishing Call of Cthulhu item. It is probably one of the top 3 rarest Call of Cthulhu items. I think what, Bill, the 200 signed box sets might be rarer?
200 of the first print, the same
Yes,
number.
yes, the first print. But can you think of anything else that's comparable?
Some very small, like digest size things that have 150 print runs.
Right. But this is it. If you're a Pagan publishing collector, this is the Holy Grail. And you should treat it and bid accordingly. Up for auction, number 105, I believe is what the sheet says. It is copy number 104 of 200. Sold at Gen Con, sorry, it's 104, 101. Copy number 101 from Gen Con from 1992. Pagan Publishing's Courting Madness will start at $100.
1,000.
I'm at 1,000. 1,000. 1,100. 1,200. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. $2,000. 21. 21, he's out. 21. $2,100. Once. Twice. Congratulate Bill Meinhardt. 75. Hold on a second. Wait a second. We're going to start moving around. Folks, thanks very much. This is the earliest we've gotten out in a while. We're all starting to figure out things from COVID, but more than anything else, we are so glad to have you back. And we are so glad that you just spent the right time with us. We are glad to be back. Pick up some of your seats. Be careful. And we'll see you next time.